Hello everybody, my name is Luke Marr and this is Hot Mode, and today on Hot Mode we're doing something a little bit fun, a little bit of a flashback. We're going to be looking at some of the best and worst outfits of the 2010s. Yeah, nobody asked for this, but like honestly I thought, there have been some pretty iconic looks that have come out of this decade, and there have been some ensemble bullshits as well. So let's just get into it. But before we get any further into the video, if you guys are looking for a channel that talks about fashion in the most fun, sassy, bitchy, analytical way, this is it. You can go down below, hit the subscribe button, and turn on my post notifications. I mean, like, what do you have to lose? You're already here. And if you guys want to see more from me, you can follow me on any of my social medias linked down here below in the description box. And also I have a podcast where I talk about all of the fashion news and gossip you need to know with my friend Darnell Jamal. Comes out weekly. Check it out. So just as an FYI, we're only going to be doing 2010 to 2014 in this video, but there is going to be a second video where we address all of the looks from 2015 to 2019. So don't you worry, we're getting all of the bad looks together, and it'll be like a beautiful fun party of the worst and best outfits that we've seen. Not that fun of a party. So these videos are going to kind of be a little bit long. I apologize, but also like it's a whole ass decade. So, you know, there's a lot to go through, which is why I'm splitting them up. Firstly, we're always going to be starting with the best dressed from every year. Now we're going to start with 2010. It was a rough year. So was 2011 and part of 2012 as well. So listen, I was really struggling to find the best dressed. But first up is Kate Hudson in Pucci. Now you're probably going to say,
oh my god, Luke. The front of that dress, so blah, so boring. Why would you ever like that?
And I would say,
oh yes, you're right. And then I would say, bam! Look at the back of that dress. Look at that backless experience. That's an experience. It's not just a backless moment, it's a backless experience.
I don't think in 2010 that there were other girls doing it like Kate Hudson, and I'm sure that this dress really made a splash when it showed up on the carpet, because, you know, they just didn't really do it like that. Everybody played it safe, everybody wore these boring, blech, ugly gowns. And then Kate Hudson came out here showing all of her back, and I just think, oh god, I'd love to have muscles like that. Also, it like creeps very, very low and close to the bootay. And honestly, like, I wish I had the back for that. Not the back fat for that, just the back for that. And that's that on the back. Next up is probably one of the most controversial dresses of the 2010s, and it is the meat dress. Now, the vegans, vegetarians, and PETA supporters in my comments, apologies, but this is one of the greatest dresses ever worn. Ever. Now this dress I've seen in real life. It's not fresh meat anymore. I believe that it has been like dry aged or something has been done to it in order to make it, you know, visible. But it actually is on display at the Lady Gaga Museum in Las Vegas. So I would go check it out. It's a great museum. It has all of her great looks. But this dress is iconic. This dress is ridiculous. Like, this dress is so Gaga. I think it's probably one of the most defining moments of her career alongside something like the egg. Like, mixing the meat with like the crystal necklace and bracelets. You have meat on your shoes, you have meat heels. And I think that's why Gaga is so loved, just because she's so irreverent, she so doesn't care, she's so respected by the fashion industry in general, just because she's so unafraid to do something like this. I don't think she does this kind of stuff as much anymore, but listen, it's a dress made out of literal meat. Like, how could that not be on the best dressed list of, you know, the lifetime, the world, the ages? Like, it's a living, well, it's not really living anymore, but it was a living dress at one point. Next up is Cate Blanchett, and she's wearing Giorgio Armani, and I know that she is one of the Armani women. She has been working with Giorgio Armani for years and years and years and years and years. I'm sure that like Giorgio Armani has her measurements like inside tattooed in his ass crack. Like, it's just, they just work together so much. Now this suit, I love it. It fits beautifully. It looks like it's made for her. Listen, I mean, all the seamstresses have to do is spread Giorgio's little cheeks together and bam, there's the measurements. Don't even have to write it down. The other great thing is this fabric. It is superb. It is beautiful. I love the way that it reflects. To me, honestly, fashion, as much as it's about, you know, the cut and the drape and all that kind of stuff, textile is super important. And if you're not focusing on textile, well, the look might fall short. This is a great way to have the textile do all the work. The textile is sort of shiny, shimmery, it bounces light off of it, so every time a camera flash hits it, it's going to reflect right back, which is so amazing. The other thing is, honestly, she just looks super superb. And then guess what? She's not even wearing a shirt underneath. Like, it's so hot. I think in the early 2010s, style really was not, well, it just didn't really exist too much. So the fact that we're getting a really beautiful look like this on Cate Blanchett makes me happy. Next up is Emma Watson, and now she is wearing this little black lace dress. Now I know people are gonna be like, oh my god, that's not even that cute, but also again, 2010s, early 2010s. Remember, it was not a very fashionable time period. The other thing is, she was a young actress who was kind of breaking out of that child star sort of situation, and I think this is a great way to do it. I think this black lace shows that, you know, she has a body, she has skin, she can be taken more seriously. She's not just Hermione Granger, Wingardium Leviosa, more like Wingardium Leviosa. I think for the time, it's a cute dress. I really do think that she kind of is, you know, making herself more sophisticated while still being classy. It's revealing, but also it definitely, you know, leaves something to the imagination, which I think at this point in the decade really was not being done all that much. A lot of the dresses are these gowns that are tight and body fitting, but like are ugly and in like these kind of quite opaque fabrics. So the fact that you're getting this black little lace moment from a young Emma Watson, cute. And our final competitor on the best dress list for 2010 goes to Taylor Momsen in this little black moment. Now, Taylor Momsen was on like so many worst dressed lists when I was doing my research, which like, listen, had it been me 2010 doing these lists, different story. But also, as you probably know, fashion writers very often don't know what they're talking about. This is a great example. First things first, she's wearing McQueen boots. Now she's wearing not just any McQueen boots, she's wearing McQueen boots from the last collection that Lee McQueen ever worked on. No, not Plato's Atlantis. No, it's from the God and Heaven collection. I don't know the exact name, but it's a beautiful collection that was shown after his death. Now these are boots from it. The great thing about these boots also is they're so perfectly Taylor Momsen. Not only are they from an iconic McQueen collection, but also she had been doing this thing where she was wearing these knee-high black boots, which was seen as some like crazy, ridiculous thing. And essentially they have these beautiful straps that tighten, but at the knee, they sort of flare out and the straps less and less are there. So it actually kind of creates this sort of oversized thigh-high moment, which is really, really great. I think the little black t-shirt and lacy black bra underneath, is it exactly, oh my god, I'm obsessed, I'm gonna die? No, but I think it's a really great background to these beautiful boots. And if you look at the heels, they're like shaped like a Y and they're in gold and they're so McQueen. It's just superb. It really, really is. And also, apologies, you're probably like, Luke, I've never seen any of these looks. How can these be the best looks from 2010? Well, let me just say 2010 wasn't exactly a very fashionable year, okay? So I'm working with what I got, bitch. So now let's move on to the worst dress, because literally that's all we actually care about. First up, Katy Perry in this Admit One ticket dress, and literally I would admit one to hell, admit one to purgatory, admit one to my mental psychosis, because this is vile and disgusting. I know that Katy Perry was like campy and kitschy and cute and blah, 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 but also like the dress is ugly, it's stupid, it's a terrible idea, and anything prior to her getting in with Moschino really was not a cute experience at all. And also like the shoes, like why are you wearing blue shoes with a red and black dress? And also like, again, just take off the dress, just wear the shoes, go naked. It's so much better than whatever the fuck that sequin shit is. Next up is Kesha on the red carpet of the EMAs, the European Music Awards. I'm so sorry to all of Europe, because from what I'm seeing, the EMAs is not exactly a very well-dressed event experience situation. This green bodysuit is awful and just like reminds me of the Grinch. I think it's really the stance and also the face. It's just giving me very like bah humbug sort of vibes. Fahu Doris, Fahu Loris, welcome this green monstrosity. It's just ugly. You know, I can't really explain anything besides the fact it's ugly. And then you have the black bodysuit underneath the green bodysuit, which like terrible idea. You have a disco ball bag, which I would have just like cracked my own skull with instead of walking onto that red carpet. And then you have the neon green socks with black studded combat boots. And like, honestly, as one of the queens of combat boots, and I do mean queens, yeah, it wasn't a great time for any of us, was it? So Kesha, TikTok on the clock, thank you for coming, bye-bye. Next up is Snooki, and I believe this was at her birthday, and like, listen, Snooki was the queen of New Jersey trashin', trash fashion. She literally, you could say she's a box troll. You really could, especially in this dress. But like her style was so uneffortless that this is like a Sweet 16 outfit. And let me just say, I'm from the New York area. Well, I'm from New York, but the tri-state around New York is really big on the Sweet 16s. It's like what is done and dusted. Like they're big. They cost more than weddings sometimes. Like they're crazy. So the fact that she looks like she's having a Sweet 16 again, not my favorite experience at all. It's just poor Snooki. Poor Snooki. Like, where's the beach? Next up is Willow Smith, and like this is awful. Like this is so bad. But also like Willow Smith at a young age was like, you know, she was trying. We appreciate that. The leather one arm harness, Timothée Chalamet is quaking. Virgil Abloh is like, this is where I got my original inspiration from. I just can't with like the ruching of the leather shoulder sleeve. Oh God, no, it's awful. And then the bodysuit, don't know. And then also there are black gloves as well. So like not only are you getting a full yellow harness sleeve, but you're also getting black gloves on top of that. And then we're getting whatever those boots are. And like, listen, shout out to Willow. She's changed it up. She looks different now, but like, you know, yikes, rough, terrible. Awful. And finally, for our 2010 is Charlize Theron, and in this boob dress. Listen, it's a boring dress except for the fact that there's some sort of draped boobs on the gown, and like, again, statement, not the statement you want to make at all. I just never wear a dress where it looks like I have areolas made out of pink satin. My areolas would not do well as pink satin. It's just, it wouldn't work. So Charlize, darling, love you. Put the girls away. Thanks. Next up, we're moving into 2011, and 2011's first best dressed is Emma Stone. And listen, I just like a backless moment, so that's the only reason that I care about it. And also, like, when I see Emma Stone not looking terrible at any point, I'm gonna like save the image because honestly, she just looks rough 95% of the time. Listen, it's a nice peach gown. I like the backless moment. I also love that it snaps together at the top and the back here. You know, here, it's cute, it's hot, we're sexy, we love it. And also just like, she looks washed out, but that's not my issue, it's about the dress. Then there's Jennifer Lawrence. And like, listen, I believe she's wearing Calvin Klein, and all I can say about this dress is, it fits her like a glove. And it's beautiful, it's simple, it's effective, it is effortless. She just looks really, really stunning. I really, really love it. If the dress fits immaculately and there's no embroidery or any of that shit, I'm happy. You know what I mean? Mary Berry said on the Great British Bake Off, if you're gonna do simple, just make sure it tastes good. And you know what? That dress looks like it tastes really good. Next up is Pippa Middleton wearing Alexander McQueen from what I believe from the royal wedding in 2011. Now this dress is quite iconic because, well, her ass looked phenomenal in it. And even, you know, how old was I? I would say like 13-year-old Luke was like, oh shit, she got a fatty. And like, I mean, even then I was gay. But she looks phenomenal in this dress. It's such an iconic dress. As much as Kate's dress was iconic for being this beautiful Sarah Burton McQueen, which we'll get into in a second, this dress was iconic because, like, honestly, Sarah Burton knows how to make a girl's booty look good. I also love the front of the dress. I love this little draped cowl, even though it's like kind of asymmetrical and I hate asymmetry. But yeah, I can get through it. I love the little darts in here. They're beautiful. Oh, it's so gorgeous. It looks stunning. It fits her like a glove. I loved it. Now let's talk about Kate Middleton. Now this was a dress that, you know, was seen around the world as well. It's, you know, an iconic dress. It's definitely not as iconic as Princess Diana's, but, you know, it's close. It's a beautifully fitted dress. I love the lace sleeves with the nice little collar and a little bit of a plunging neck. I love the way the boobs are like framed in this dress. It's phenomenal. It's definitely corseted and it sort of falls back out in this beautiful, quite full little skirt. Honestly, the little tiara was like the queen's. I think it was made by Cartier. Like, where could you go wrong? And she looked beautiful with a little veil over her face. Like, you know what? Even if you don't love Kate, which like I'm not the biggest Kate fan because sometimes I just think she's a bit boring. But like even I have to say, It's a beautiful dress. She looked stunning in it, and Sarah Burton did a great job. Next up is our final entry, which is Rooney Mara wearing Givenchy Haute Couture, and I'm obsessed. I think it's stunning. I miss when Riccardo Tisci worked at Givenchy because I think he really captured this beauty of couture, but also this really fierce, very like raw and very sort of aggressive stance on this beautiful white dress. I love the cutouts on it. I love it on the sleeves, like right here at the shoulder. And then also here, it just frames the body beautifully. And also, there's something about Riccardo's work that is almost quite vulgar and sort of like scary in a way. I don't really know what's happening at the bust, but from a distance, you honestly could kind of be scared of it. She's a little bit aggressive. Like, you don't know what the actual print is. It's some sort of foliage, but, you know, knowing Riccardo, it would be gruesome and twosome, and I just think it's a stunning, stunning, stunning dress. I think his Givenchy was superb. The Burberry now, shit. But I'll take what I can get. Rooney looks great. Rooney Mara is always, always, always taking risks, which is wonderful, and I think it always, always, always pays off for her when she does. And this is no frickin' different. And also, I'd love for that to be my wedding dress. So next up is the worst dress of 2011. And first up is Nicki Minaj in this anime, cartoon, otaku ass look, which will go down in history. Sharp corset with the lace, and then the socks with no shoes, and then the bag. I don't know what's happening here, but it's so much. It's always been so much. It always will be so much, and it definitely will go down in history as one of the worst dress, you know, looks of the decade, but definitely going down in history, Nicki. That's important. It's just ugly. And I mean, like, listen, I love an avant-garde fashion. I love a little bit of a ridiculous, over-the-top, crazy, kooky moment, but even I can't get behind her and her hair and her look and her socks. Next up is from the royal wedding as well. The royal wedding was such a great experience. First up is Princess Eugenie, because we're talking about Princess Eugenie and Princess Beatrice, both of them together. They're separate. I'm counting them as separates, but they showed up together. And literally the memes were they were the evil stepsisters. And honestly, they're not wrong. They both were wearing Philip Treacy hats. Now, Philip Treacy, if you guys do not know, was actually the hat maker for Lee McQueen. So, you know, icons only. But Princess Beatrice is on the left in this god-awful blue dress. I don't even know what to do with it. Like the print on top with the bows and the square neckline and the sharp shoulders. Ugh. And then the skirt is just... And then the hat. She looks like Robin Hood with like a blue hat and like grapes and like peacock feathers coming out of her skull. I don't even know what to do about it. I don't even know what to say about it. Like, ugly. Then Princess Eugenie. Listen, I do like the hat, actually. Like, I do think it's really funny. I do think it's, honestly, it's really beautiful in a way, but also, like, you're going to the royal wedding. Don't be trying to upstage the future queen of England, because she's going to chop your head off, ma'am. I know you're royal and a princess and all, but you ain't that kind of princess. The rest of the look, you know, I do like the jacket, and I do like this sort of knot and sort of ribbony tie vibe going on up here, because I do think it correlates back into the hat, which is really, really smart. Unlike the one in the blue, I think that it actually is quite a good monochromatic outfit, whereas the one in the blue is... It's just like, oh God, is she okay? Does she need help? Is this a desperate cry for attention? Or is she seriously, physically, mentally, emotionally distraught? She needs assistance. Does she need to call 999? Or 911? Doesn't matter. Either way, either side of the Atlantic or Pacific, whatever ocean it is, somebody will come and help her. But yeah, worst dressed, evil stepsisters, you already know. Next up is Rihanna at the Grammys in 2011. And I love I appreciate that she did this. I really do appreciate that she did it, but it's still ugly. It's still not, it's not cute at all. The horizontal stripes, no, they just don't work here at all. Oh no. But I do love the sheer part. I think that's cool. I appreciate that. You know, the girls weren't doing that at all. I do kind of wish that she wore like a nude underwear, because then I would have been like, oh shit, she's naked underneath, we stand. And honestly, if you know Rihanna, you know that's not far-flung. Yeah, listen, I feel like this is the precursor to the pink Swarovski moment. And listen, everybody needs a blueprint in order to have an iconic fashion moment. This seems to be the blueprint of that moment, but let's never have that blueprint ever again. Let's hope it's burnt. Thank you. Finally is Kim Kardashian and Balmain like promoting something. Listen, it's Balmain. It is demi-couture, as we would say. You know, it's not couture, but it's almost as expensive. And honestly, if that's what you're getting out of Olivier Rousteing, get your money's back. It's not cute. It's not attractive. I don't think the color blocking is working for Kim. I feel like she's much better monochromatic, and I feel like she's much better with darker neutrals. But the teal and the orange and the purple with the gold belt and the tassels, like, oh God, strangle me with the belt. I'd rather die than have to look at that any longer. Next up is 2012. Now, first up is Florence Welch wearing Alexander McQueen at what I believe is the Met Gala. It's stunning, it's superb, it's beautiful, it's amazing. I love the sleeves. They're ridiculous, they're voluminous, they're full, they're fancy. I love the sheer on the neck. And then I love that we have this real sheer that sort of like sculpts the boobs in a way, like the upper boob. The upper boobage, not the actual breasticle. I don't know if you guys know, but that's actually technically the scientific term, upper boobage. I love that it's tiered, and I feel like normally people do 3 tiers, but I feel like 2 here is perfect. I don't think you needed a 3rd. I feel like it would have overwhelmed. Honestly, Florence Welch has been killing it since way back, and we stand that. Next up is Lady Gaga wearing Comme des Garçons, and people are gonna say, oh my God, how could you even put this? This doesn't even make sense. Like, oh no. Rei Kawakubo is a genius. She is truly fashion's gifted artist, and Lady Gaga is the perfect person to show off the fashions from Comme des Garçons. This look is from one of the collections in either 2011 or 2012, and also like Comme des Garçons, I believe they probably lent this out to Gaga, but if they didn't, like, we stan her even more because in reality, she literally bought Comme. Like, she bought a walking sculpture, because that's what this is. This literally is just a walking sculpture, and it's beautiful, and it's wonderful, and it's fantastic. I love that you can actually see a pink dress in this actual piece, and then it's framed by the blue of the sleeves and the rest. Like, it's really brilliant if you really look at it and try to understand what Rei Kawakubo is always going for. She never makes clothing that is super duper wearable or super duper utilitarian. She makes clothing that is meant to make you think about what clothing can be, what a garment should be made of, how a garment should look. This is that. You're welcome. Thank you, Gaga. Oh. Next up is Rihanna at the Met Gala, and I don't know who she's wearing, but this crocodile look is phenomenal. It's beautiful. She looks stunning. She looks stunning. Stunning. I love it. If you look up close, you can see, oh God, all the little crocodilian scales, the scoots. I watched a lot of videos, alligators being eaten. So I know they call them scoots. It's a scoot. A scoot is part of alligator on top. It's a scoot. It's a little scale. It's a scoot. The more you know. So honestly, I love this Rihanna look. It's so beautiful. I love the sleeves. I love that we got the scoots going on everywhere. And honestly, the way that they did the scoots, they actually framed it so that actually Rihanna looks like she has a little scaly, scooty six-pack. And then also the boobs are like lifted and they're fully on display. And then if you look at the back of the dress, she got a backless. She's backless. She don't got the scoots on the back. Well, she got the scoots on the butt, but not on the back. Honestly, Rihanna, icon, scoot queen. We love her down here in the slippery on south. Next up is Zoe Saldana wearing Prabal Gurung, and I love this dress. It's very simple, but also I think these like sheer cutout, but not a cutout, is very hot. I love the way that the cutouts actually frame the waist. Again, it's a really great way to do it. And I actually don't mind the black band around the waist as well, because I actually think that, again, it just helps frame in a way. I also love the sleeves, and I love that where the actual dress is a cutout, it's almost as if the cutouts on the sleeves are a continuation of that. Prabal, love, thank you, gorge, you sweet cherub biscuit. Finally, we're talking about Lady Gaga again, because listen, the girl wore Iris Van Herpen and we stan. If you guys don't know who Iris Van Herpen is, she's the goddess, a fashion icon. We stan, we love, we adore, and we're all a part of the cult of IVH. This is from one of her early collections. Now, a lot of Iris's work is actually 3D printed, so in the same way that Rei Kawakubo's work is not super duper wearable, Iris's is very similar. But Gaga really was one of the first celebrities to really embrace this kind of style, and I think it's probably alongside the help of people like Nick Knight, who's a famous fashion photographer. She's phenomenal. She's brilliant. She's wonderful. Like, she gets it. She really, truly gets it. And I think that's why you have to honor it. It's ridiculous. It doesn't really make any logical sense, but that's what fashion really should be, don't you think? Next up is the worst of 2012. Yikes. First up is Heidi Klum, and whatever the flying fadoodle that is, I couldn't even address her. This, you know, very like Battlestar Galactica gladiator. I don't even know what, like, girl, enough with the ties and the embroideries and the one sleeve. Ugh. You listen, I don't really have to explain to you why this is ugly. You should know. Next up is Lena Dunham, and like, so bad, so ugly, so atrocious. Lena Dunham, sweetie, why are you just wearing a shirt with no shorts on underneath? Because I'm disturbed. Girls, she needs help. And then also like the ballet flat. I don't understand why people can't match things. It's really not hard. Or is she colorblind? Because like if she is, sorry, but if she's not, bye. Canceled. Like the Minnie Mouse bow polka dot like slipper Vans, like I'm good. I don't need to see them ever again. And then also don't wear them with your little ugly blouse that also doubles as a dress for some strange, like ugly, 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 ugly. Marc Jacobs was put on a bunch of worst dress lists in his beautiful lace dress with his little pilgrim shoes and his little white boxers at the 2012 Met Gala. And if you put him on that list, you're trash, because he looks phenomenal. He looks brilliant. He is so punk, so, you know, poppin', so wonderful. We love him to bits. We really do. Next up is Miley Cyrus in Moschino, and like, oh God, she went through the worst phases in the entire world. I'm so happy I was like not coherent enough to remember any of it. She's wearing this Moschino belt with this ugly silver pencil skirt and this black turtleneck crop top. She looks like a bad Pink impersonator. And then also like you got the leopard shoes. Like you had Hannah Montana money. You didn't have to dress ugly like that. That's my issue, is that these people at this point also had this money. Like they had money. Why is she dressed like that? Ugh, the 2010s, terrible time to be alive. Next up is Angelina Jolie, and she's rounding out the 2012 worst dress list. Now this dress, it's just boring, but also the thing is everybody really thought Angelina thought she was the one because she had her thigh out. And like, listen, I love a Maleficent moment, but also like, this was not a Maleficent moment. It's just like the thigh is so aggressive. Like it's just like her leg is just like there. It's like, okay, we get it. You have a leg, you know? Cool, great, don't flaunt it. Just like so aggressive that it ruins everything, and you're just like, well, the dress was fine before, but now that you're trying to like make yourself have a moment, Angelina, it's ugly. Moving on to the 2013's best dressed. First up is Jamie Alexander. This is so hot. This is so flippin' hot. I'm obsessed with it. Look at it from the back too. You get full cheek. Listen, if you are able to wear this dress, I am so happy for you. I want you to live your best life. It is gorgeous. It is stunning. The cutouts are superb. People could put this on the worst dress list, and you know what I would say? Well, you are the worst dressed people that put it on the worst dress list, because guess what? You don't understand the beauty, the stunning, the amazing capabilities that this woman has to even wear this dress. That's not an easy dress to wear at all. Absolutely not. You got to keep the body in shape, and that takes a lot of time and effort. Jamie Alexander, love. I love it. It's gorgeous. Next up is Lady Gaga, and she's so ridiculous. I love this look. I don't know who it's by. Maybe it's Tom Brown. That's the kind of vibes it's giving me, but I love this jacket. It's superb. It like nips in the waist and then it flares out. It has this great little sheer turtleneck shirt underneath. The white of it is stunning, and then it has all these little pearly beads on top. Then it has a little pencil skirt as well that has the beads running down it, which is what really makes me think it's Tom Brown. I think she even has little pantaloons on underneath that are sheer. And then you have these ridiculous pearl platform heel. Like, they're so insane. I don't know how she does it. Like, I just don't know how she does it. Like, shout out to her style team, because honestly, we really don't deserve her. She just really is on a different level. And honestly, I wish people would take more chances like Gogs. Next up is Madonna at the 2013 Met Gala. And like, besides the shoes, I love this look. I love the hair. It's so good. It's kind of giving me like Pulp Fiction-y vibes. It's gorge. Listen, the studs on the plaid, not my favorite now, but at the time, you know, it was in fashion. I was a Forever 21 frequent shopper of the stud boots, so I can't judge. I think the ripped fishnets and the black tights, like it all just, it works. It was very Madonna, and it was before Madonna got really scary and crazy, so I'll take what I can get in this sense. Pink shoes, could do without though. Next up is the former First Lady and the only First Lady that I currently recognize, Michelle Obama, wearing a lion. She looks phenomenal. I love an Alaya moment. I love the cardigan matching with the dress. It fits her beautifully. I don't know why the White House didn't just buy her Alaya for every experience that she ever experienced. The black knee-high boots, like they fit, like this is legit the only First Lady that I recognize currently. Like she really, like she looks stunning. She looks beautiful. She looks wonderful. I'm obsessed. The purple is phenomenal on her. And the thing is, Alaya is a brand that is very like sexy. It's very bodycon. But here, Michelle, it's bodycon, but also I think adding this cardigan with the beautiful little diamond cutouts, might I add. Like it's a perfect way to spice up the look. I think that it actually, you know, makes it quite more conservative, more classy, which I think is great and beautiful, and I love it, and she looks amazing. Thank you very much. Our final look is Lady Gaga, again, wearing this Marc Jacobs Louis Vuitton look. She wore it on Graham Norton, and it's my favorite episode of Graham Norton ever because she meets this like British lady from some TV show, and I just like loved every second of it. And she just kept hitting everybody with this feather headdress because she wouldn't take it off, obviously. Like, she's Gaga. Why would she take off the feather headdress on a talk show? Like, why? It has this amazing sheer shirt, which has like these beautiful little flowers covering the boobs. And then the pants are all Louis Vuitton, and they say Louis Vuitton based on the graphic and graffiti Louis Vuitton collection that came out probably in the early to mid 2000s. Honestly, it's a stunning look. It is an ode to Marc Jacobs, and again, love Gaga. Can't ask for less. As for 2013's worst dress, we're starting with Kim Kardashian at the Met Gala. Never forget the couch dress. Listen, it will go down in history as one of the ugliest things ever on a red carpet. It is Givenchy, and Riccardo Tisci really like gave no singular fucks the entirety of his tenure at Givenchy. Like, if he really wanted to dress you in something ugly, he did. Just ask Beyonce. I feel bad for Beyonce. Let me just make that abundantly clear. Again, I like the full glove moment. It like kind of predates Richard Quinn, which is really, really cool. And also, like, it was meme worthy. It was something that, you know, is going down in history. It is ugly, no doubt, but we always appreciate Kim taking us, you know, a little step outside the box. Next up is Bey. Apologies to the Beyhive. It's just so ugly. It's so ugly. Like, Riccardo Tisci, again, Givenchy, like, Beyonce needs to stay away. The print is god-awful. It looks like a carpet that was just like wrapped around her body and then, you know, put with this awful studded belt. And then it has the black sequin little top with like the black, it's just ugly as sin, and Beyonce deserves so much better. Ellie Goulding wearing that, I, again, appreciate you taking the chance there, Ellie Goulding, but it's scary. And listen, I love the girls going full nude extravaganza, but cover her up. It's yikes. Yikes. Jennifer Lawrence in Dior. It's ugly as like, those pants are awful. Raf Simons, you should have known much better than that. God, remember when culottes were like a thing? This is like culotte central with the heels. And then also like the top. I don't even know what to say about the top. Is that plastic? Is it like the plastic thing that Raph does where he does the plastic with the feathers? That's what it's giving me, honestly. And I don't love it for her at all. Next up, Miley Cyrus. Oh, God. That one actually looks like it's something that I would see in front of one of the sex shops. You know, in the windows of the sex shops. We have a lot of them in New York. That's what it's giving me. The furry sleeves, definitely a choice. The black nipple pasties, certainly a choice. The white little underwear with the sheer and knit and mesh and net dress. Oh God, she really went through it in those years, didn't she? She not only did she appropriate, she depreciated the value of fashion. Awful. Next up is Rita Ora. I know that this is a sixth person for 2013, but also I just want to read you what somebody wrote about Rita Ora's outfit here. And now this is a quote, and this is the actual description of the worst celebrity outfits of 2013 from The Telegraph, I believe. Now it says, and I quote, "Well, when you're dressed like a complete tool, you've got to pull a face to match, right? Here's pop singer Rita Ora looking like a bad Lady Gaga meets Gwen Stefani impersonator in Tokyo. And nope, it wasn't Halloween. She just felt she needed to revive the world's worst piece of jewelry, aka the choker." Now, listen, I'm just happy somebody predates me in terms of hating what Rita Ora wears. So Rita, what are you doing here? Bye. So terrible. Let's get into the 2014 Best Dressed, because this is the end. This is the last year that we are doing. Apologies. I love this dress. I don't know where she wore this to. Maybe it's a Met Gala, but I'm not super sure. I think this is stunning. I'm not really a big fan of Blake Lively's like red carpets, honestly, but that black, I don't want to call it a bust because it's like part dress, part a bust. It looks like a vest of sorts because it wraps around to the back as well. Like, it is stunning. It fits her beautifully. And I think the white in the back sort of creates this amazing train as well. Like, she looks stunning. It's a beautiful dress. It is simple, but it's all about sort of like an architecture in a way. It's not, you know, draping. It's not cutting things on the bias. It's not even about the textile. It's really about the fit, and it fits her like a glove. And I think that when you can really create something that even I am impressed by, you've done a great job. Good job, Blake Lively. Pretty positive she doesn't even have a stylist. Next up is Heidi Klum wearing Sean Kelly. Now, I really enjoyed this season of Project Runway, and so Heidi Klum is wearing this beautiful full fringe blue dress by the hot Irish designer Sean Kelly. The way that it spins is superb because literally, I always talk about how a designer, if they're going to use feathers or fringe, it should feel like when you're reaching your hand towards that look or piece or whatever, tassel, feather, I feel like my arm should go through some sort of crazy dimension. My hand should end in Narnia and my arm should still be here in the earth. And this to me is giving me that. Like, Heidi is stunning in it. She pulls it off beautifully. The color is gorgeous, and he made them in all different colors. And honestly, like, I don't know why fringe did not become a trend again, because like these dresses are stunning. Next up is Kim Kardashian. Now people are gonna say, what are you putting Kim Kardashian on this list for? And I'm like, honestly, she's wearing Chanel from the grocery store collection, and we stand. I love the cutout whole moment. It's very, very chic. It's very, very hot. It's very, very cheesy as well, and I like it. I like the little gray jacket over, but I kind of wish she had put like a little tweed jacket over. I feel like that would have killed it, a little put it over the edge. But honestly, to me, this is Kim going into Chanel, going into a Karl Lagerfeld collection, which she's not really a big Chanel girl, but taking something from the collection that makes sense for her, which is a bodycon tight fitting, you know, look, and making it her own. And I think that's what celebrities need to do. You need to look at these collections, and I mean the celebrities, not just the stylists. They need to go in there and see what actually makes sense for them, what actually reciprocates and reflects their brand. Take that on board and put that in yourself. Make it your own. Because here, you never even know really with Chanel unless you knew what the collection actually looked like. Here you'd say, oh, this is probably some crazy Kim Kardashian, Kanye West creation. And honestly, they make it their own, and that's important. Next up is the former president, Obama. I love me some Barack Obama. He's wearing the tan suit. Now, this tan suit was so controversial for some stupid ass reason, aka racism. And honestly, I think it's a great suit. I'm so happy. People are like, oh, you shouldn't wear a tan suit because you're the president. Like, Fox News got really, really bored and really, really tired of saying they just didn't like him because he was a black man. So they're like, we hate your suit too. So honestly, we stand. It's a tan, beautiful moment. The Obamas, fashion icons, we love them. Thank you. And then finally, the queen of 2014 and pretty much this decade. Rihanna is fashion's idol in reality, and I'm not afraid to say it. This 2014 Adam Selman sheer Swarovski crystal gown is the best thing that came out of the decade. Actually, just kidding. We'll get into that in the next video too. But honestly, I love this dress. It comes with the iconic quote, like, do my bother you? And honestly, Rihanna, they really don't. I really love them. They look beautiful. Unfortunately, we do have to censor Rihanna's boobs because Demonetization is not a cute look, especially this month. I love this dress. I think it's so beautiful. I think it's Adam Selman's shining, defining moment. Mel Ottenberg, shout out to you, daddy. We love the little fucking do-rag too in the Swarovski crystal. It's beautiful. She wore it to the CFDA Awards, and like nobody gives a shit about the CFDA Awards, but Rihanna made people give a shit about the CFDA Awards. I think the little pink fur stole is like the perfect way to tie it all together, cover the vag. She looks gorgeous. It is an iconic fashion moment that will go down in history in the same way that Marilyn Monroe's almost naked see-through dress did. We love Ree. And now let's get into 2014's worst dressed. First up is Kendall Jenner in this Fausto Polizzi moment. Now listen, the two double slit is definitely controversial, although I personally really appreciated it. The thing is, I'm not really obsessed with all the jewels all over it. I feel like it's just a bit aggressive, a little bit too much. And Fausto Polizzi is kind of like on his way out, unfortunately, as well, which kind of sucks. But honestly, people hated this dress. I think the slits are phenomenal, superb, and listen, Kendall pulled it off, and I will say that she did because she did. But it's just not the best dress in the entire world. Next up is Lena Dunham, and oof, God, I don't know who. I hope she never paid a stylist, because like, fired, hopefully. She's wearing this ugly little like Peter Pan collar button-up shirt with a John Battista Valli ass full tulle layered ombre skirt, and it's just like, why you gotta be a dick? Why can't you just wear the whole thing? Why can't you just make it all work? Why can't we just enjoy the fact that, you know, it's just John Battista Valli? But like, no, you have to ruin it with that ugly ass shirt underneath and that blonde wig. Like, no, bye. Thank you, Lena Dunham. I'm so happy Girls got canceled and you never got picked up. Next up is Pharrell, and now other people don't like this look. I personally have an affinity for it, especially that hat. But I see from the rest of the look why people are like, oh, it's ugly. But he is wearing this vintage Vivienne Westwood gigantic cap. It's iconic. It's amazing. It's wonderful. We stan it. I'm just not obsessed with the rest of the look, like the jeans with the boots, with the white t-shirt and the red little leather jacket. It's just not that cute. But the hat we stan. The rest, meh. Next up is Zendaya in this black, sharp, fitted boiler suit. It's just too much with the hat. Like 2014 was the year of big hats, I guess. Yeah, listen, I love Zendaya. She's definitely grown. And I mean, like, listen, I appreciate that she tried something different here, but yeah, she's not cute. It's just not, it's ugly. It's just ugly. That's what I'm gonna say. It is ugly. Thank you so much, Zendaya. We'll see you in the next video. Then the final look to talk about is this god-awful Versace Taylor Swift bodysuit. She just looks terrible. Taylor Swift, why have you never had a good fashion moment? Ever? Because like, honestly, we're getting to the end of the decade. I've yet to see anything cute come onto your body ever, actually, so. Bye, T-Swizz. Because baby, now we got bad blood. So that is the end of the part 1 of the worst and best outfits from the decade. If you guys are looking for part 2, it will be coming out later this week. So don't worry, keep your eyes peeled. And also, if the video has already come out, it actually will be at the end of this video in a card. So check that out. I will see you guys on the next video. Thank you guys so much for watching, and TTYL.